Minecraft, Edasu vs Dragon in Minecraft Epic Final Fight. The ground trembled as Edasu stepped through the shimmering portal. The end's desolate, star-dusted void stretching out before him. This was it. After countless days and nights spent mining, crafting, and surviving, the final challenge awaited. The air was thin and carried a low, humming dread, a sound that seemed to emanate from the very obsidian pillars that clawed at the purple-black sky. Atop each one, a glowing end crystal pulsed with malevolent energy, tethered to the beast that circled high above, the Ender Dragon. Its leathery wings beat a slow, powerful rhythm against the strange atmosphere, its roars echoing across the floating island. Edasu took a deep breath, his diamond-clad hand gripping the hilt of his enchanted sword. He had prepared for this moment meticulously. His inventory was a testament to his journey. Stacks of cobblestone for towering a bow enchanted with infinity, potions of slow falling and strength, and of course a bucket of water for any unexpected encounters with the swarming Endermen that teleported nervously at the edges of his vision. He knew the strategy by heart. First, the crystals. They were the dragon's lifeline, healing it with shimmering beams of purple light. They had to be destroyed. He sprinted towards the nearest pillar, his boots clanking against the pale end stone. An Enderman shrieked and appeared directly in his path, its limbs long and distorted. Edasu kept his gaze fixed on the ground, sidestepping the creature with practiced ease. He wasn't here for them. Placing cobblestone blocks with rapid precision, he built a precarious tower, spiraling upwards towards the first crystal. The wind whipped at him, threatening to send him plummeting into the void below. Reaching the top, he swung his pickaxe, shattering the iron bars that protected the crystal. A single well-aimed arrow was all it took. The crystal exploded in a blinding flash of light and a deafening boom that shook the very foundations of the island. One down. The dragon let out a piercing shriek of fury, its obsidian eyes locking onto Edasu. It swooped low, its massive form blotting out the dim light as it unleashed a torrent of purple dragon's breath. Edasu leaped from his tower, chugging a potion of slow-falling midair. He drifted down like a feather, landing gracefully as the noxious purple cloud spread across the ground where he had just stood. He didn't waste a moment, immediately firing arrows at the next crystal from a distance. The infinity enchantment meant his quiver would never run dry. Ping, ping, boom. Another crystal shattered. He repeated the process, a deadly dance of building, shooting, and dodging. He used his water bucket to clear away Endermen, his shield to block the dragon's desperate charges, and his wits to stay one step ahead of the chaos. Pillar by pillar, the crystals fell, each explosion a small victory, each one enraging the dragon further. Finally, only one remained, perched atop the tallest, most treacherous pillar. As Edasu began to build, the dragon dove directly at him. There was no time to dodge. He raised his shield, the impact sending him flying backward, his health dropping dangerously low. He scrambled behind a chunk of bedrock, quickly eating a golden apple to regenerate. The beast was relentless now, circling him, waiting for another opening. This was the final hurdle. He had to be quick. With renewed determination, Edasu made a mad dash for the pillar, building faster than he ever had before. The dragon swooped again, but this time, he was ready. He placed a final block, drew his bow, and let an arrow fly just as the dragon's shadow fell over him. The arrow found its mark. The last crystal exploded, and the healing beams ceased. The Ender Dragon let out a roar, not of fury, but of pain. It was vulnerable. Now, the real fight began. The dragon descended to the central bedrock fountain, its roars echoing with a new, desperate tone. Edasu switched to his netherite sword, enchanted with sharpness, and charged. He landed a flurry of blows, the enchanted blade biting deep into the dragon's tough hide. The beast recoiled, taking to the sky once more, but its movements were slower, more labored. Edasu tracked its flight, peppering it with arrows, each one a sharp sting that chipped away at its remaining life. The battle raged on, a blur of motion and sound. Edasu dodged fireballs, weaved through clouds of dragon's breath, and never, ever stopped attacking. Finally, with one last, desperate swoop, the dragon came in low. Edasu saw his chance. He chugged his potion of strength, his muscles surging with power. As the dragon opened its mouth to roar, Edasu leaped, bringing his sword down in a final, mighty arc. The blade connected with a sickening crunch. A high-pitched, ethereal scream filled the end as the dragon's body began to glow with an intense white light. It writhed in the air, beams of light shooting from its form before it exploded in a shower of experience orbs. The rain of glowing green and yellow spheres was mesmerizing, a cascade of pure victory. A portal back to the overworld hummed to life on the bedrock fountain, a dragon egg resting proudly on top. Edasu stood, catching his breath, his sword held loosely at his side. He had done it. The Ender Dragon was defeated. The end was conquered.